Okay, so we're going to dial in a little bit of delay here on the timeline. I know as praise and worship guitarists, most of us have access to some sort of delay, whether it be a timeline or a Boss DD of sorts. But let's go ahead and just see how it handles some nice delay. So again, just one of the tools of the trade. Sounds incredible through the little Walter tube amp. This 8-watter is just very versatile for our purposes. Even if you're not in the praise and worship scene and you're looking for something that will allow you to play and perform and have that tone, whether it be a bedroom volume or even small clubs, it has the power to do that. This has enough power to push you over drums in small club situations. Especially nowadays, we're all moving to smaller combos or smaller heads and smaller cabs anyway, and we're going to be mic'd and pushed through a PA system thanks to today's technology that makes that possible. So this gives you a smaller footprint on stage. It does not weigh as much as the old heads would weigh that you're used to carrying, Marshalls, whatever it might be. So it's very light, versatile, and just incredibly, what I like to use the term is sonically rich. It just gives you a very sonically rich palette to lay whatever it is you want to lay upon as far as your pedals go. And so, you may not like some of the pedals I had today. Maybe you've got some of your favorites. I'm sure you do. But whatever you push in front of this amplifier, it's going to come out pristine. It's going to be warm. It's going to be chimey. It's going to give you just a great foundation for whatever pedals you want to push in front of it. So I switched over to the humbucker guitar. I've got my Les Paul out, and we're going to push the little Walter again to show the versatility of this amplifier and how it responds to different guitars. We're going to push through some humbuckers here and get some tone variances versus the Tele that we just played. So everything's wide open on the guitar, and we're set at about 9 o'clock, and we're just going to go through some simple rhythms and arpeggiations. So here we go. Okay, so we're going to go up now to about noon, and you're going to hear some breakup now come through the amp. Again, just because the power of the humbuckers here. So here we go. And just great chiminess to it, really articulates and translates the Les Paul tone really well. It's going up to about 3 o'clock. You're really going to hear some breakup come through now, and it's all from the amplifier. We do not have any pedals on in our chain whatsoever. So here we go. This real smooth, buttery, chimey. It's again just a great platform, and all that is pure amp, no pedals, no effects, just amp and guitar. Right. One of the very cool things that you can do, a lot of folks, especially older gentlemen or ladies may recall that if you can use your volume tone, right? We can keep it up at about 3 o'clock, and I'm just going to scroll back here, and I can clean it up just as much as I want to. Start to run through here. I'll take my volume knob up to about 8, get a little more breakup. And eventually take it on up all the way again, and we have all of that power underneath our control. Again, just articulates beautifully. We're going to go through and push it all the way, just so you hear what wide open sounds like on this beautiful 8 watt. Of power there, but it cleans up beautifully. You can scroll back your volume knob, clean up. You know, Greg Martin from the Kentucky Headhunters, that's his thing. He loves to use his volume knob to roll back to get cleans and just roll it, push it back up when he wants that crank and distortion, right? That great overdrive, that buttery richness that comes through here. Let's go back now. I'm going to take it back down to 9 o'clock. And I'm going to push some pedals through it. Again, here is your bass clean tone. All right, it's just a great clean tone. Again, we're going to start with the Nobles ODR1. Here we go. Okay, and then we're going to go with the KTR from Klon. And then we're going to throw on the pork loin again as well from Way Huge. So again, just great articulation of those pedals, and you can definitely tell those pedals apart, and that's all partially because you've got such a great platform to start with here to build from. This, I just like to call it my foundation to my tone, right? It is basically where the rest of my tone is built on top of, is that amplifier. And then you build with whatever pedals you want to color your sound with, and it handles those and articulates those tremendously well, and you get a true tone from those pedals because this amplifier gives you that foundation, that sonic foundation to build from. I'm going to switch over for a moment and go with a little bit of clean, just a touch of reverb. Again, I'm using my wet from New & Neighbor, and we'll go through and use that. Here we go. Really takes that reverb and pushes just the tonal qualities and characteristics of this amplifier and pushes it, gives it just that little bit of shimmer, sparkle, if you want to use that term, and really articulates it, translates that beautifully. Let's go back over to the timeline for a little bit of delay here.